Elizabeth Bishop.
Oh yes, good.
So these two poems are linked. The second one is by someone else I'll get to in a minute. So I think this one will lead on to the next one very, very well. This is Song for the Rainy Season. Hidden, oh hidden in the high fog, the house we live in, beneath the magnetic rock, rain, rainbow-ridden, where blood-black bromelias, lichens, owls, and the lint of the waterfalls cling, familiar, unbidden. In a dim age of water, the brook sings loud from a rib cage of giant fern. Vapour climbs up the thick growth effortlessly, turns back, holding them both, house and rock, in a private cloud. At night, on the roof, blind drops crawl, and the ordinary brown owl gives us proof he can count. 5 times, always 5, he stamps and takes off after the fat frogs that, shrilling for love, clamber and mount. House, open house, to the white dew and the milk-white sunrise, kind to the eyes, to membership of silverfish, mouse, bookworms, big moths, with a wall for the mildew's ignorant map. Darkened and tarnished by the warm touch of the warm breath, immaculate, cherished. Rejoice, for a later era will differ. No difference that kills or intimidates much of all our small shadowy life. Without water, the great rock will stare unmagnetized, bare, no longer wearing rainbows or rain, the forgiving air and the high fog gone. The owls will move on, and the several waterfalls shrivel in the steady sun. She's so observant. Yeah. And my other poet, also not mentioned, is Ruth Padel, who is my distant cousin, and she signed the book Confrère, like a brother, which is nice, which is signed another. And this whole book is about Darwin, going right through his life, and in the first chapter she deals with his early life. The second chapter, Journey, 1831 to 1836, is basically his trip in the Beagle. And
appearing somewhere.
Oh, she gets about, yes. But she's his great granddaughter.
Yes, yeah.
And also her connection family. And in the introduction to Journey, she quotes Elizabeth Bishop. You see the lonely young man, his eyes fixed on facts and minute detail, sinking or sliding giddily off into the unknown. And that's in a letter to a friend of hers. And this I just find a complete treasure. This is, I think, one of Ruth's best poems. On 29th of February 1832, in Bahia, now Salvador in Brazil, Darwin took his first steps in untouched tropical forest. And she calls this Lavender Light in a leap year. He's on his own in pristine rainforest. Delight is too weak a word for how a naturalist alone the first time is all this must feel. First oddity, the guttural silence, then the succulents, bromeliads, parasite plants he's never seen, tree ferns, jade wagon wheels 80 feet up like juggler's saucers on a pole, bristle of orchid leaves on every black branch like green flames over Bibles. Botanical forms gyrate and pour through rivers of otherworld bark, and a wrestling musculature of pure live wood. This churchy, breathing dark. Surely he lived here as a boy, or before he was born. He's a revenant, a sleepwalker. The lavender light is dim like underwater. One ray, a lost firework, a jewel finger through stained glass. Pale trees of drizzly twilight bloom with epiphytes at their throat, like muezzin platforms on the minarets he's only seen in illustrations. Leaves of all textures that a leaf could be. Palm, fluff, prickle, mat and plume. Bobbled, shaggy plush. 1,000 shades of ochre, silver, emerald, smoky brass. He's walking into every dream he's ever seen. Tasseled seed pods, trefoil, nodule, shrapnel of decaying trees like giant columns of a fallen temple, their gold-boned mossy architraves upwelted with lianas. Creepers and a strangler ficus crafting their way to the light. Relationships. And inside, who knows what amphibia, mammals, reptiles. Somewhere in this dream tangle are tree frog, rattlesnake, toucan, fer de lance. Sudden pistol shots above. No. Slashing raindrops, plump as eggs, vaulting from a sky he cannot see, contiguous as a sheet of falling glass. Under a jack-and-the-beanstalk tree, a pillar of melted amber. He leans on slippery roots like fins, veloured in moss. Stippled pink where the moss has rubbed, like tubers or a treed land, hard as mumps. Forget the dense ply canopy. At once there's a torrent blackening the trunk. I think she's great.
That's astonishing, really imaginative.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
Language. She really takes you there.